Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Tuesday. We're on self-love lesson number 23 of 30. Not sure why I look so different today. I think it's the lights. But anyways, self-love lesson number 23. I forgot I had a card today. All right. So like I said yesterday, I think this will really go well with today's lesson. So curiosity, there you have a key and a chest. Meeting new people, I remember what a treasure trove of opinions, interests, and stories they are, but these treasures will only be unlocked if I embrace my curiosity. So I'll be curious and you be interesting. Deal? So again, meeting new people, I remember what a treasure trove of opinions, interests, and stories they are, but these treasures will only be unlocked if I embrace my curiosity. So I'll be curious and you be interesting. Deal? Deal. Pinky swear. All right. So today's self-love lesson. What does your support system look like? How can you make it stronger? By being curious, right? Sometimes we get help from the strangest of places. In fact, yesterday I read an article that I guess happened around 2008 because the article was updated to 2014, and not only was it updated to 2014, but it had taken place 6 years earlier, and it happened in England. And this one gentleman had been diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, which is basically schizophrenia. And, we put such stigma on mental health that I'm guessing his age to be about 20 at the time, that he just felt like the whole world was over. He was overwhelmed with his thoughts, climbed up onto a bridge, and was going to jump. So this one gentleman walking by saw this and was like, whoa. He's all, hey, mate, it'll get better, right? And so he got him to talk. And eventually someone got a picture of all these different people now. Somebody had their arms through the rails holding his legs. Someone had a hold of his belt. Someone had their arms wrapped around him, and two other people had their hands on his shirt and shoulders so he could not fall. And all I thought was, none of these people knew each other, but every single person was curious. What's happening over there? What's going on? What can I do to help? So when we talk about what does your support system look like and how can you make it stronger, it's really hard to say. I would say that, my two soul sisters are a very big support system for me, especially older sibling who, good morning, by the way, especially older sibling because, we are roommates, and she sees me all the time, and she sees when I fall apart. And I have other friends that understand. I have friends that, check in on me, and I do my best to check in on them. I have a whole Twitter community that I can turn to. And all of that started, at least the Twitter community, with that curiosity. What would happen if I opened myself up a little and put myself out there to share my story? And I got a lot of support from a lot of places I never expected, from people that have become really good friends, but I still have not met in person. And, it's a beautiful thing when you can find people, even when you haven't met them in person, but you're curious enough to open up to them, and you feel that trust. And, if you open up to someone and they don't know what to do, don't be angry. Sometimes people just aren't built that way yet, or they may be hiding their own issues. You never know. So it's really kind of a fragile balance in a way, but it's up to you. You have to be curious about other people in order to really kind of dig deep into yourself as well. So my particular support system is, I feel very strong. And how can I make it stronger? I'm not sure I can anymore, because I think it's the strongest it is going to be. I think it's the strongest it will ever be. And that doesn't mean that it could get stronger. I mean, it is pretty packed tight. I know who I can turn to in my hour of need. I know who, is uncomfortable talking about it. And so I don't. And, I have people I can call, people I can text, people I can reach out to. And I always suggest to people to have more than one person, because the person you reach out to may not always be readily available. And if you need someone ASAP, you know, it could be, you know, you could be floating around in dark space forever, right? Because, you know, they may not see your text, they may not hear it, they may be busy, they may be out doing something. When I leaned into the Twitter community, there are people that reach out to me now in my inbox, and I feel very privileged, because a lot of these people, you know, they were hurting they're hurting like I do sometimes and like I used to in the past. And to know that I can share my story and help other people, that's the main reason for the perspective, is for me to share my story to help other people heal theirs. You know, I have a friend currently on Facebook who is debating whether or not they want to start sharing their story, because it is hard. It is hard to open yourself up and be an open book. But I learned that from older sibling. I have nothing to hide. You know, yeah, I've been through bad things in my life, but I've also been through a lot of good things in my life. And I had to figure out how to mix those together and, you know, be a complete and whole person. And it was hard. It was brutal. It was painfully brutal, but I did it. And when you do something like that, when you manage to, you know, upend your negative side and really kind of just lean in towards your positive side, it doesn't mean that everything's all rainbows and sunshine forever. It means that you are equipped with better tools to help yourself when you start to spiral, when you start to feel low. I would say when you start to feel low, right? When you start to spiral, I would say reach out to your support system. You know, because a lot of times they're the ones who will be like that guy on the bridge holding you so you don't fall. And, you know, to kind of finish up that story, the guy who had initially stopped, I mean, there was a group of people just standing there. I mean, it was what reminds you that humanity and humans have the capacity to be good, to be kind, to be selfless. Because all those people probably had somewhere to be that day, but they all stopped to help someone. They stopped to help someone, you know, live. And what I was reading in the article, this person that they saved had gone on to kind of start his own little, I don't know if it was a blog or what, but basically he got better. And he started something to help other people so they didn't go down the dark hole that he went down. And it took him 6 years to find the person that initially stopped. And it was the guy's girlfriend that pointed out, said, "Hey, I think this is you." He didn't know the guy's name, so he called him Mike. That was his nickname for him, so he had a name. But it was, I can't remember what it was. It was not Mike, but it was a beautiful story. And when they reconnected, that was 8 years ago. So by my calculations, this person is probably in his 30s now. The other one is probably nearing or is 40. But those are life-changing moments. Those are very, very huge life-changing moments. And I think when we look for support systems, it may not always be the familiar support system that we're used to. It could be a person on a park bench. It could be a person, you know, sitting across from you, you know, at a restaurant, you know, maybe in another booth looking at you, knowing you're having a bad day and saying, "Hey, are you okay?" I've had that where I've just unintentionally broken down and I would feel a hand on my shoulder. It's like, "Are you all right?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm just having a bad day, but it'll be better. It'll get better. I know it'll get better." A lot of times I would just pack up and leave and go home because I knew my support system was there. But I don't have shame anymore if I burst into tears out in public, because I'm human. We have tear ducts for a reason, right? That's what we use them for. And I know that when we are open enough and when we're ready to heal from whatever it is, trauma, grief, whatever, that being able to express our emotions is the biggest thing. Being able to lean on people and be okay with that. You know, I mean, growing up, it's like I said, I had this wonderful set of parents and I had something bad that happened to me over here. So I leaned on that, but I leaned on it for so long that I kind of became dependent on it. And I didn't know how to lean on myself. And so that's what I had to learn. I had to learn how to trust myself. I had to learn how to heal that inner child. I had to relearn really a lot of coping mechanisms, a lot of emotional things that we learn when we're children that were kind of sucked out of me, you know? And so it was like I was living two lives. This one life with great parents and family, and this one life over here where it was just this huge, big, ugly secret. And mixing the two was incredibly hard. In fact, I would say that even at my age, it's only just happening within the last couple of months that I've finally been able to merge these two people. But it's because I had a good support system. I have a good support system. I know that no matter what direction I reach out, there will be someone there. So if you are going to create a support system for yourself, create it big. But also, if someone comes up to you and says, are you okay? If you're willing to be curious, because you never know, you could make a new friend that way. If you're willing to be curious, just, say no, I'm not. And a lot of times on Twitter, that's why I see people doing that. They will put their darkest stuff on there because they're crying for help, and the people around them just don't understand how to help them. Mental illness and mental health it's such a sketchy thing, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with it, so they just don't. They brush it under the rug. They sweep it in different directions because they don't want to deal with it, and they don't want to think, wow, what did I do something to make this happen? No, I have a chemical imbalance. That's why I am the way I am. Apparently it runs in my family on both sides, but it is what it is. It doesn't hit everybody. It doesn't affect everybody. Some people get it, some people don't. I just happen to be the magical one that got it. And I'm not that sorry for it anymore. And I think I'm not that sorry for it anymore because I can share my story. Because I can be open about it and help other people heal theirs, as I mentioned. So, sorry, that's my dad in the background. So anyways, one last time, what does your support system look like? How can you make it stronger? You can make it stronger by trusting other people, by trusting yourself, and by not being angry if somebody doesn't understand what it is that you're going through, okay? If somebody, not everybody, like I said, not everybody knows how to handle it. Not everybody, has the capacity to handle it. And you can't be angry at them for that. Like I said, they may be hiding something, or they may be holding something in that just doesn't make sense to them. But if you are that person and you don't understand, sit down and listen. Maybe you can learn something if you choose to, and just say, you can just simply say, I don't understand what you're going through, but help me understand. And a lot of times they won't be able to. And when they can't explain what they're feeling, that's when it's pretty bad. So you can just say, you know what? I'm here for you. Just lean on me. Lean on me as long as you need to. I'll be your support system. Okay? So, again, the curiosity card. You never know who you might meet. I put out one time that on Twitter, this is my story. I'm here to help people. And almost immediately I made a new friend. And I've known her for a couple of years now. And like I said, she lives way on the other end of Canada. But it's like she's on the east coast of Canada and I'm on the southwest coast of the United States. So, but you know what? We became friends. We understand each other. She goes through far more than I do. And I truly, truly feel for her because it cannot be easy, the things that she goes through, because she has multiple diagnoses. I don't. I have one. And I think the most important thing, yesterday was World Mental Health Day, and I meant to mention it and I forgot. But I think one of the reasons I forgot is because I really think World Mental Health Day should be every day. This is the one thing that affects so many more people than we realize. And we've stigmatized it so much that a lot of people just don't get the help they need. They don't get the encouragement or the understanding that they need. It gets swept under the rug. It was like that big Gen X thing I talked about yesterday, right? Where they said, mental health was taboo when I was growing up. We did not talk about it, not like we do now. And so we just had to learn to tough up toughen up and toughen out. But now a lot of us are falling apart because we didn't have that support. We didn't have that understanding. And so now it's like we're trying to figure it out as we go. So anyways, I know this is a short one, but it's not because any other reason, but I've said everything I have to say. I have truly said everything I have to say. So one last time, what does your support system look like? How can you make it stronger? One last time, be open to people. Be open to sharing if you're up to it. If you're not, find the people that you know. But remember, if somebody comes up to you and says, you know, are you doing okay? You can sit down, you can choose to sit down and talk to them, or, you know, you can choose whatever you choose to do. But don't let yourself get so far that you spiral into a bad place. Okay? Reach out for your support system. All right, so I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you back here, not here, but on here. I'll be home tomorrow. But I'll see you back on Facebook Live at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It's a public, anybody can watch. It's under Shelly Marie Lucas. You can watch the replay on YouTube on the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas, or you can go and to my Facebook page, the Aloha Perspective, where I do share these videos. So again, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Strengthen your support system, okay? What does it look like and how can you make it stronger? There's always going to be somebody out there that we know that will listen, even if they don't understand, and will sit there with you, even if you don't need them to say anything. Okay, so, and that's the most important thing. Sometimes we just need to be there for someone, not say a word. Not say a word. Okay, so, sorry, my dad's getting over a cold, so he's making noises. But anyways, I hope you have a great, great day. I'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.